Rediscover your past by digitizing your family's memories with LEGACYBOX. Watch until the end of this video to find out more about preserving your legacy, and then visit legacybox.com/recollection. By 1933, American unemployment was soaring, and the nation's population stood at roughly 125 million people. They were looking for reassurance and had just given FDR the opportunity to turn things around. The year 1933 was full of consequential events that would reverberate for years to come. On January 5th, construction began on the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. Workers began excavating 3.25 million cubic feet of dirt for the structure's huge anchorages. January 5th was also the day that Calvin Coolidge, the 30th President of the United States, died of coronary thrombosis in Northampton, Massachusetts. On February 8th, Boeing accomplished a major feat with its Boeing 247. This was the first all-metal commercial aircraft to complete a flight, ushering in a new generation of faster and safer air travel. February 15th saw President-elect Franklin D. Roosevelt survive an assassination attempt in Miami, Florida. An Italian immigrant fired at FDR, but instead hit and mortally wounded Chicago Mayor Anton Cermak. On February 17th, the very first issue of the news magazine Newsweek was published, adding a new voice to the American news media. A new land speed record was set on February 22nd, when British racer Malcolm Campbell drove his famous Bluebird car 272.46 miles per hour in Daytona Beach, Florida. On March 2nd, King Kong, a film starring Fay Wray, premiered at Radio City Music Hall in New York. It redefined the movie spectacle and amazed theatergoers with its special effects. Franklin D. Roosevelt was inaugurated on March 4th. He became the 32nd president, pledging to pull the U.S. out of the Depression, stating in his inaugural address that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. The very next day, on March 5th, FDR ordered a 10-day nationwide bank holiday in an attempt to stem bank failures and restore confidence. Meanwhile, on March 6th, Eleanor Roosevelt became the First Lady to hold an official press conference at the White House. This was the first in a series of all-female press conferences that Roosevelt held to shape public opinion on her husband's New Deal issues. On March 7th, the real estate board game Monopoly was developed by Charles Darrow, an unemployed salesman. The finalized version evolved from an earlier game created by Lizzie McGee, called the Landlord's Game, from 1904. On March 12th, FDR conducted his first fireside chat via the radio, speaking directly to 60 million listening Americans, just 8 days after his inauguration. Automobile company Studebaker filed for bankruptcy on March 18th. The company's president, Albert Erskine, resigned, and later that year he took his own life, but Studebaker would eventually rebound from its financial troubles. On April 19th, FDR officially took the United States off the gold standard, a major shift in economic policy. This prohibited gold exports and required citizens to exchange gold for paper money. May 27th brought a bit of optimism when the World's Fair opened in Chicago. The Century of Progress exposition highlighted technological innovation that inspired nearly 50 million visitors over the next year. On June 6th, Richard Hollingshead opened the world's first drive-in movie theater, called the Park-In Theater. This new form of entertainment opened in Pennsauken, New Jersey, and the first feature film shown was Wife, Beware. John Dillinger robbed his first bank on June 10th, taking $10,600 from the National Bank in New Carlisle, Ohio, and it would be months before he was captured. On July 6th, the short film Nursery Rhymes premiered, starring Ted Healy and his Stooges. This was the first film appearance of the comedy trio The Three Stooges. July 12th was the date that the United States Congress passed the first federal minimum wage, set at just 33 cents per hour. On July 22nd, aviator Wiley Post completed the very first solo flight around the world. He landed his plane back at Floyd Bennett Field in New York after 7 days, 18 hours, and 49 minutes. On October 10th, United Airlines Flight 23 was destroyed by a mid-air explosion over Chesterton, Indiana. This was the first proven case of sabotage in civil aviation, and it killed all 7 on board. No suspect was ever identified. The 20th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution went into effect on October 15th. This amendment changed the start of a presidential term to January 20th and the start of Congress's term to January 3rd, shortening the lame duck period between elections. 2 days later, on October 17th, Albert Einstein arrived in the United States as a refugee, having fled persecution in Nazi Germany. The scientist settled in Princeton, New Jersey, and began work at the Institute for Advanced Study. Prohibition was officially repealed on December 5th with the 21st Amendment to the Constitution. Prohibition had been the law of the land since 1920. Finally, on December 21st, a 5-year-old Shirley Temple signed a studio contract with Fox Films. The move launched her career, making her a child star, and it also helped save the financially struggling studio from bankruptcy. Recollection Road and LEGACYBOX both believe it's important to preserve the past. If you're like me, there's a box of your family's treasured home movies and photos tucked away somewhere, and LEGACYBOX can help you preserve them digitally. The process is a simple and safe solution for converting your home movies and photos to thumb drive or to the cloud. Just send in your LEGACYBOX filled with old VHS and camcorder tapes, film reels, and pictures, and get back digital copies that can be easily enjoyed, shared, and kept organized. It's that easy. LEGACYBOX is trusted by over 1 million people, and it's all done right here in the USA. Get started preserving your past today. Go to LEGACYBOX.com/recollection to get an incredible 55% off. Buy today to take advantage of this exclusive offer and send in your memories when you're ready. Go to LEGACYBOX.com/recollection to save 55% while supplies last. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, and make sure to check the description of this video for links to pick up a t-shirt and sign up for the newsletter. Also, don't forget to visit our friends at Horn & Hardart to save 10% on your next order. Visit hornandhardart.com/recollection. Thank you to our loyal Patreon supporters listed here. Visit patreon.com/recollectionroad to join the club.